Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Brandon here, and welcome back to another juicy episode of WWE News and Rumors. So, why am I wearing a tie today? I don't know. This is the first episode of the combined show back together, so now the new show and the rumor show is back the way it used to be. I was just trying out some new stuff because it's always nice to experiment to see what you guys like the best, and apparently you guys like the traditional format the best, so I bring you the traditional format. So I'm wearing a tie. If you guys like the tie, let me know. If you don't, you think it's stupid, I won't wear it anymore. But anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump into this episode of WWE News. We have a lot of juicy things to talk about, so let's go ahead and jump in with the first news stories. The first news story is actually going to be about, I guess, Netflix and WWE. They've actually came to a deal together. And no, they're not going to put the pay-per-views on Netflix. That's not happening. What they've actually made a deal to do is they're going to make a Netflix original documentary movie. So if you don't know, if you're not familiar with Netflix, basically they have their own movie studio, and sometimes they make their own TV shows and own movies and stuff like that. They've had very successful things like that. I mean, I'm trying to think of Netflix original things. I mean, there's a lot of original things that have been on there that are very popular. I think most of the content that's actually popular on Netflix right now are original content they've made. So anyway, WWE has signed a deal with Netflix to actually make a documentary kind of biopic movie about Vince McMahon. I don't know if it's going to be a biopic. It's a documentary, so it might just be like a story of Vince McMahon, not actually like a, like a reenactment kind of movie like a biopic would be. But anyway, it's supposed to be the biggest movie Netflix has ever made with the biggest budget they've ever had. So maybe it is going to be a biopic, because documentary wouldn't really cost too much to make. It wouldn't be their all-time most expensive movie to make. So this could be a biopic, a full-on story about Vince McMahon and his life. So it'll be on Netflix. I mean, they just now signed the deal, so it's going to be a while before it's going to be released, or even a while before they begin even filming it. But anyway, they've signed the deal. I'm excited to see how it's going to come out, but this is happening sometime, let's say within the next few years, we'll see it. And yeah, Netflix, Vince McMahon documentary movie. And I do have to say, I'm excited about this. They've rumored a Vince McMahon biopic movie for years, and finally we actually have something concrete right now. Okay, the next news story is about Matt Riddle. So if you haven't heard by this point, it's all over the internet. Matt Riddle is no longer Matt Riddle. He is now just Riddle. Yeah, that's it. They've dropped the Matt off of Matt Riddle. So Riddle is now his name. He will be referred to as Riddle. So Riddle will be having matches, and maybe we'll be getting a push that is Riddle. Yeah, it does not sound good. I don't know why they dropped names. I mean, they put Mustafa Ali's name back together after just calling him Ali for the longest time. And yeah, now it's just Riddle. So maybe we should put the Matt back. I don't know who's making these dumb decisions. I mean, it was Vince, but yeah, we will just have to see what happens with there. But right now, at this point in time, Matt Riddle is no longer Matt Riddle. He is just Riddle. Okay, the next story is actually about Paige. So if you guys haven't seen this, now Paige is kind of like a Twitch streamer kind of thing, is what she's doing with her time now. I mean, you have to have something to fill this gap, this void she has, because she is, just imagine being one of the most famous wrestlers in history, and then having that all ripped away from you from some stupid neck injury, or actually two neck injuries, I guess, and it's just bad luck, really. And have that ripped right out from under you, and you have the giant void you have to feel now. You got to have something to do. And, you could do YouTube videos, you could do Twitch, you could, do movies. Like, a lot of wrestlers have moved into Hollywood to kind of fill that void. She's found Twitch, and that was the thing that kind of helped her cope with not being able to do her dream anymore. And now WWE have said that they're not allowing wrestlers to do that anymore. But she's not a wrestler anymore. But yet she still signed a contract, so technically they can tell her to stop Twitch. I mean, they're not really telling them to stop Twitch. They're saying, we have to take all your money if you do Twitch, and we have to monitor all that, and yeah, and we have to make you stream at certain times and all that. So WWE's just trying to take control of it. And it doesn't really make sense for Paige, because she's not really a wrestler, but she's still signed to some type of contract of some sort, even though she's not even on TV. But basically, Paige just had she basically just told everyone how she felt the other night on Twitch, and actually came out and was like, I broke my freaking neck twice for this company, and I'm trying to fill the void that is left because I can't wrestle anymore. And they won't let me do that, and she got really upset and everything, and now it's all over, and hopefully they can do something. I don't think this thing should apply to Paige. I mean, if they're currently on TV, I get it, okay? You can be a horrible company and a horrible people to the people who you have under contract, who you're paying millions of dollars to be on TV. But she's not on TV. She has nothing to do. This is what she found to do. Let her do it freely, is what I would say. But you know how WWE is, and we will just have to wait and see what they do. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so that is all the confirmed news stories for today. And now we're going to talk about some unconfirmed news stories, also called rumors. And so take all these with a grain of salt. But ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to jump into some juicy rumors. Here we go. All right, the first rumor is about Mia Yim, or Reckoning inside of, Retribution. She's one of the members. She was formerly known as Mia Yim, I guess. So anyway, what happened to her on Raw? A lot of people were like, is she having a seizure? Is she faking a seizure? Because it's a little bit over the top for a seizure. Or is she just possessed? Well, I have the apparent rumor to what in the hell was going on. So apparently Vince McMahon wrote in that she needs to fake a seizure. She needs to just fake a seizure. But apparently that didn't go over too well with a lot of people backstage. So then it was changed to she's going to fake being possessed for some reason. I don't know where they're going with this. It just looked quite stupid, but it was planned. It wasn't like it was some kind of medical condition. Some people were thinking, I mean, they weren't necessarily thinking it was a seizure because it was pretty obvious. It was a bit too... crazy. I don't want to get into that, but basically, a lot of people were like, is she having like a nervous breakdown or something? Is she just like freaking the hell out? Is she doing this? Is this a real thing? But no, apparently it was, Vince wanted her to fake a seizure, but that didn't go over well, so then she faked being possessed. So this is what that was, apparently, and I have no clue where they're going with that. Okay, the next rumor is about Survivor Series. So Survivor Series, last year included 3 brands instead of just 2. It included Raw, SmackDown, as usual, and they also included NXT in there. Well, apparently this year, NXT will not be included inside of Survivor Series, and I guess, I don't really know the reason for that. I would imagine it has something to do with the pandemic, and it's just like they don't believe it's safe, or they don't really want to go all out for something during this time where we're not going to have a whole lot of eyeballs on it or something like that. But as of right now, it doesn't look like NXT will be included in the Survivor Series pay-per-view. Okay, the next rumor is about the WWE Thunderdome. So if you guys should know what I'm talking about if you keep up with WWE right now. So they're not allowed to travel, they're not allowed to tour, they don't go to different arenas every night. Fans aren't even allowed to go to shows, so they have giant screens where fans can kind of like FaceTime kind of deal, like a video. They record the fans' faces while the fans are at home and they put them on screen. It's a pretty cool thing, given the times we're in. I mean, it's the best they could do. But the thing is, the Thunderdome right now, the setup they have is in the Amway Center in Orlando, Florida, which is fine. It's been there for quite a while. And there's been a rumor when the contract's coming up. Apparently the contract was supposed to end at the end of October, which is, right now. But apparently they did extend the deal. They were able to extend the deal. And actually, the contract has been leaked. Here's the leaked contract. Apparently, it expires November 24th. So they're gonna have to find a brand new place to go to, because actually, Amway Center is gonna be used for NBA, because NBA, I guess, is trying to resume their season in December. So they have to be out and get everything ready for the NBA to start back up. And WWE, they have to find another arena to move all this to. But here's the problem, right? Most of all the arenas WWE go to are NBA arenas, and I don't know if they're touring with NBA. I would believe they are. They are going to be touring with the NBA, so they won't really be able to use any of the NBA arenas. So they have to find somewhere that has like a major hub airport where wrestlers can fly in and out of, and also has a big arena that is not really to do with any sporting event like NBA or anything like that. So I mean, they're going to have to find something. I don't know. I mean, my mind, when I heard they had to have like a major travel hub, I'm like, Charlotte, North Carolina. They want to stay in the South, I heard. So Charlotte, North Carolina would work. They go to the Spectrum Center. And then you're like, oh, wait, they can't do that because what's the team? Like the Charlotte Hornets or something like that. They're going to be playing there. So they got to find somewhere else to go. I don't really have a clue unless they like build something at the Performance Center again. I don't know. But at this point, the contract for them being inside the Amway Center actually ends on November 24th. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final news story, the final rumor, the final thing I'll be talking about inside of this episode of WWE News and Rumors. So this one is about the Royal Frickin' Rumble. So we have no clue where the Royal Rumble is happening. We don't know if fans can actually go, if there's going to be a crowd there or not. But something we can talk about is actually the rumored winner. So there's a lot of possible choices, and I'm talking about the men's match here. I haven't heard anything about the women's match yet. So we don't know where it's going to be or what's happening. But as for the winner, I'll tell you guys the runner-ups to the number one. So before they chose number one, apparently, and this could obviously change. They could change their mind before then. But the runners-up to win the Rumble for 2021 were going to be Edge. Maybe Edge could win the Rumble. Maybe Keith Lee. Keith Lee could win the Royal Rumble. Maybe AJ Styles could win the Royal Rumble. So those were actually the runner-ups, and the actual winner that they have chosen right now. And they could change their mind, but as of right now, the winner of the 2021 Royal Rumble will be Big E. Big E, because they're wanting to push him straight to the moon, and this is the perfect way to do it, and that's apparently what they're doing. Another rumor about Big E I just want to add into here, they're apparently working on brand new music for him right now. So they're giving him like a whole character overhaul. He's not going to have the same music. He's not going to have the same ring gear or anything. It's just total overhaul. They're going to turn him into pretty much a totally different wrestler and kind of push him towards the actual, I guess, WWE Championship or something like that, or maybe even the Universal. I don't know, because they can kind of choose what title they want to go after. So we'll just have to wait and see where they want to push him. But as of right now, the winner of the Royal Rumble 2021 is planned to be Big E. So there you guys have it. That is going to do it for this episode of WWE News and Rumors. I'm going to leave some links on screen right now if you guys want to check out the previous video, or go ahead and subscribe. I'd appreciate that. But that's going to do it, guys. Thanks for watching this video. I am Brandon Hodge, and I will see you guys in the next video.